Hey everybody, it's Aldo Gandhi, and I just want to let you know really quickly that our swag shop is reopened. DeepDishTees.com is where you go, and that's tees with T-E-E-S. Clever name, guys. They're the new home of our merchandise. You can get t-shirts, you can get caps, you can get coffee mugs, you can get hoodies, you can get all sorts of good stuff, and you'll help out the bar room with the purchase. So head over to DeepDishTees.com.
Some may find the following disturbing. Discretion is advised.
Here we go, Barflies. Welcome to the Barfly Tailgate Show. You already know it's live. It's done by Barflies, for Barflies, and all the other Bears fans out there. I don't even know how many of those are left. Seems like everybody's jumping off the fucking bandwagon with this shit show that we've got. And it's Nick Foles starts today. It's old Saint Nick coming in on Christmas, boys. I mean, what the fuck you gonna do? Yeah, I don't even know how the hell to get excited about this thing. Let's kick this thing off. We'll introduce everybody, get around the room. First, we got Mr. Ryan Badge, the Badge of Honor. Badge, what up, man?
Good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a wonderful day with their families. Go Bulls.
Go Bulls. Man, we got the bearded Bears fan, Mr. Aaron Curran. AC, what up, man?
What's going on, fellas? I had a fantastic Christmas with my family. My wife knocked it out of the park this year. She got me a UK helmet you can see behind me, signed by the entire team. I opened that thing and started crying, man. It was beautiful. Kentucky, for a weather report, we hit a high of 70 yesterday, which was tying a record. So we got this climate change hitting us, man. I don't know.
Yeah, how about it, man? I mean, I don't know. Here it doesn't even feel like Christmas. Here it was hot. I mean, it's, on the coast, but whatever. No snow whatsoever. I mean, shorts and a t-shirt weather. It's like, what the fuck, man? Last but not least, we got Mr. Chris Watts. Chris, what's up, brother?
I'm good, mate. Good, mate. Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody. Everybody in the chat, I had a really good Christmas, and I'm still drinking from Christmas Day, so it could all go a little bit sideways today.
That's what we're here for.
It always
does. The word bar, you see, I thought, yes, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat. Merry Christmas to you guys. Hopefully everybody had a great day. I don't know, man. I mean, the Bears going into this thing, Fields in the ankle or whatever the hell, I think, and then now Foles is the starter. I don't know, man. AC, what do you think, dude?
Man, I don't even know. I mean, I might watch this game, but I'm really thinking about hitting up Red Zone today and seeing what that looked like. I don't know. They've got it showing on a here in Kentucky, we have two different Foxes, one that's in Lexington and one that's out of Cincinnati that I get. But the one out of Cincinnati is not live or not HD, and they're showing the game on there. But I don't know. I might just watch the Red Zone and see how it goes. I mean, good for Nick Foles, but man, I don't see how we didn't see any changes this week. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I think that's what they're just waiting. They're just trying to get the season over with, man.
Yeah.
Like whatever, last ditch effort, like not even last ditch effort. It's just let this fucking season wrap up and be done with. I mean, good.
for a little bit though, I'm thinking if it hasn't happened yet, I think it means they're going to clean house. I don't think they're going to have Ryan Pace fire him, and then 2 weeks later he himself gets fired.
Oh yeah.
So that's the only hope I'm holding on to, is that they're actually going to do some big changes at House Hall, because we've said it for a few years now. It needs to change.
Yeah, I mean, Pace isn't getting fired though. Pace is getting promoted. How? I don't know.
Maybe
that dude's
know.
That dude's probably staying and getting promoted. And, Nagy will be out the door, hopefully. And we'll see, man. I mean, the whole thing's going to get blown up, I think. But either way, man, it's a shit show and well-deserved. They should all be fucking fired. So how they've kept their jobs that long, who knows? I mean, Tevin Jenkins came out, and he played pretty well again last week. You're on mute, Badge.
Yeah, before you go into Tevin Jenkins, I thought I would just play this for everybody.
Get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, take it somewhere, Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
We should put Virginia's face on Morty there, so she
and have her yelling at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, the whole thing. We got the Seahawks today, 4:00. I know you were saying like I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it. I think if it was 1:00, there'd be more, because there's more games on, whatever. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be ugly.
I ain't fucking watching it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't give a fuck. I could do fucking shit about anything that happens today. Not a thing. I'll be spending my day after Christmas doing other shit.
Well, we talked about it before we got on, the way that defense looked last week. That'll be something to watch, to see, because I haven't looked at the injury report, so I don't know who's coming back. I thought I saw Eddie Jackson's supposed to be back, but I loved the way they played aggressive, and they looked hungry out there last week against an all-pro wide receiver. There's Jefferson is a monster, and they held that guy to 47 yards or something. That's something to watch.
Yeah, I'm so glad Eddie Jackson's coming back. I couldn't even keep a straight face saying it.
I'll drink to that one.
I apologize.
I want to see Thomas Graham.
I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not really thinking about today's game and the rest of this season, but I've started to feel a bit more positive about what could happen in the next couple of years. If they get the right decisions by the management, if we get the right coach, and then we can get the roster sorted out. I'm trying to look for positives now, because if I don't, then I'll end up drinking more and more and more. And I've got to look at it in that way, really, because this year's has been a write-up, as we all know. It's been a farce. But, I'm quite looking forward to see what's going to happen in the next sort of 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I saw someone had put up Ryan Pace's last 3 draft classes, and you got, building blocks, things for us to look forward to, as you've got, 2 tackles that look really good. I don't know why they're not playing Borum today. He's healthy. You got to see what you got in him. Let him continue to play, but they want to play Ifedi, I guess, as a revenge factor or some shit with Seattle. And then you've got, Cole Kmet, who we're all still hoping can step into a bigger role next year, hopefully without Jimmy Graham on the roster. And you've got, Darnell Mooney, who's a building piece. I don't think he's the number one, but he's a solid number two. And if they move him into the slot, I don't know many slot corners / linebackers that can keep up with him. And the reason
talk about Darnell Mooney for a second, because just a few weeks ago, everybody was riding his fucking dick. Oh, Darnell Mooney! Oh my God, he's second in drops in the NFC North. But oh my God, but he's the fucking heir apparent to Randy fucking Moss from some Bears fans. Second in the NFC North in fucking drops.
You have a short-term memory there, Badge. I think part of that is the marijuana. But Devontae Adams, they used to call him Dropante Adams up there in Green Bay. That guy had a real drops problem. So there's always hope for the future.
I mean, Mooney's had a bunch of drops, and he's been that's been his downfall, right? But he's still the best thing we had going on the wide receiver side. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I get it that people, whatever, but I think he's a big he was a great draft find, man. I mean,
you guys don't like Marquise Goodwin or Demir Bird?
Well,
I mean, not as much.
Guys, look what they did at their prior teams. Oh wait, they didn't do shit, but they were going to come in.
Bird did pretty well in New England.
Pusha T just put they made Effetti the captain. This team is trash.
Yeah.
So they made him a captain for the. They should bench his ass after what he did last week. I mean,
right.
Jenkins goes over to stick up for Fields.
That.
Yeah, me too.
I stood in my house and I was Tevin Jenkins.
Exactly
Someone needs to stick up.
It's exactly what he should do. And if Freddie comes over and smacks him and then tries to play dad or whatever, and it's pointing him to get him, I don't know, whatever it was, man. I think if Freddie didn't know what the hell was going on, but hey, make him a captain this week for it. I mean, it was a good call. Great call. All the way around.
I mean, speaking of Jenkins, we talked about it for a second before we got on. I like the way he plays, and he's getting better each week, but I'm starting to worry about the penalties. I think Dan Weeder, he was on a show this week, and he said he's like 6th in the NFC North and 7th on the team in penalties or something like that in 2 games. So what I worry about is, like, here at Kentucky, we had a guy named Boogie Cousins, and if anyone knows history of basketball, Rasheed Wallace was like this. Once you start getting those penalties, especially personal fouls and stuff like that, the refs start looking for that more, and it hurts you as a player because any little thing you do, they hold you more accountable for it than someone who doesn't get hit with those penalties as often.
Yeah, he definitely had. I mean, even that first game that he played in when Peters went down, we all said it. He wasn't getting called, but that dude was holding the whole fucking time. Yeah. Especially on those bull rushes, whatever. He was wrapped around, hanging on. I mean, I don't know. I'm glad he's shown a little spark, and he's shown some heart in a time where you're 4-10. You probably not a lot going on to that on the team. So he's shown some, and I think he's I don't know if he's a left tackle still, but I mean he's there. So we'll see how the rest of it plays out. But I think that's going to be one of the biggest things for next year too. Talking, and he's got 3 more games to kind of show it. But I don't know if he's a true left tackle. I think he's, just the way he sits, and you see how he lines up and how he's sitting at the line when he's getting rushed, man. It just, some of it looks just awkward and not, I don't know, not normal, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could put that a lot down to the lack of practice he's had, and and the injuries he's had as well. So, that must be like a big part of his performance at the moment. But I never really understood why you'd draft a right tackle or a right guard to play on the left-hand side if they've already played it a few times. That sort of really puzzled me in the draft.
Yeah, I thought when they drafted him, I thought, that's a right tackle. I didn't. Yeah. And then they came out and let go of Leno, who I believe got voted to the Pro Bowl this year, which it's kind of a popularity contest, but whatever. I mean, the guy was on the field and
how Roquan got snubbed again, man.
Man, it kills me. Yeah, that's another thing that they talked to. I listened to a lot of Chicago sports this week. I just on my iHeartRadio app, I just click on ESPN 1000 and just let it play. And he was on with somebody, and they talked about that. And he basically was saying, there's only 2 spots for inside linebacker, so it makes it really tough for a lot of guys that people want to see in the Pro Bowl get there. Meanwhile, you've got outside linebacker and defensive end are 2 different positions they have on there instead of just saying edge. So you end up with, 6 pass rushers in the Pro Bowl because some play defensive end, some play outside linebacker, and you've only got 2 inside linebacker spots.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I mean, either way, even if there's only 2, I think maybe we're homers, but Roquan's still one of the fucking, he's got to be top 2 in the league, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean,
statistically,
tackles don't mean anything, fellas.
Neither do pick sixes, apparently, because I think Denzel Perryman got in.
That's what I've been seeing on fucking Twitter. Tackles don't mean anything. That's why Roquan didn't make to the Pro Bowl. Big fucking deal. He's leading the league in tackles. Apparently, nobody gives a fuck about that.
Isn't that what
me saying that? I said it since day before the season. I thought Roquan would be the defensive player of the year, and to me, he's held up that end of the bargain. But a lot of other people, I see people saying all the time, yeah, look at his tackles. He's tackling guys 7-8 yards downfield.
Yeah, catching them from behind and shit.
Catching them from behind. I still, to me, I love Roquan. To me, I think he should be a Pro Bowler. But there's a lot of people who don't.
I think he should be. I just, like I said, the numbers, it seemed like the amount of people that they're voting in, it doesn't account for it or something. But, Bobby, we texted about it, and Bobby was like, this might help us out re-signing him.
I mean, that's the only good thing about it. I mean, and granted, I was pissed that he got snubbed, but the only good thing about it is he's in a contract year, and it's cheaper to sign a non-Pro Bowler fucking linebacker than it is to sign a fucking 2-year in a row multi fucking Pro Bowler. I mean, I don't know. It's just how it is, man. Let's welcome this dude to the show, Mr. Ryan Kirkland Billings. He's he's got a new computer. He's electronically fucked. He doesn't know how to set it up, so Badge has to call him and fucking walk him through it. KB, what's up, brother?
It's much bullshit, bro. I got the headphones in. Headphones don't do shit. That's with the phone. Doing good this morning. Got my coffee.
Good.
Roquan didn't make the Pro Bowl. I don't get shit. Nick Foles is starting today. I'm just not watching football today.
Dude, it's like, I don't know, these years, and this is always where we're at. You know what I mean? The last couple of games, last handful of games of the season, we're all like, so, fuck this team. And it just feels like it's punishment that we love to take, and I don't know why, man, but that's just kind of how it is.
It's like when people like to whip themselves and stuff, like the punishment and the pain for enjoying them. That's what they like, man. Especially this last sort of month. I mean, it feels like we're all into all that sadomasochism and stuff. You know what I mean? But like I said before, I've forgot this season for me is gone, and I'm just looking forward to next year and seeing what's going to happen.
I mean, at least every week I felt like we had, Justin Fields' development to watch and some of the young guys, but we don't even have that this week. Nick Foles is out there starting. I don't know what they expect to see.
Is Dolan injured?
Yeah, I think he has.
COVID.
I know he had COVID, I think, last week, but before that, even he got a knee or something.
Right.
Something happened. And that's why he was out when Fields was playing.
Yeah. And then Pusher's in here. Cool. Let's talk about Graham, man. Pusher's in. Why didn't we know Graham was better than Vildor? Because the coaching staff sucks, man.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how it is, I think. I mean, Graham's always Graham. I mean, we talked about it last week, even prior to, excited to see him out there and something in the secondary. But there's a lot of dudes in the secondary that we just, we draft and then they never get a fucking chance. I mean, Steven Denmark was there for a while, right? There was a couple guys that were back there that never got a chance, and Duke Shelley was a guy who sat back there for a year or so, and then he just got kind of thrown in on injuries. I mean, it's just been a revolving door of secondary, and I think, hopefully this dude comes out and strings another one together and shows promise instead of just like a one game wonder type deal.
Yeah, I that was so impressive to me, the way he was stuck on Jefferson for most of the night, and just breaking down, batting balls away, just out there playing really hard. And I think Aldo had shared it on a different show earlier this week, that basically it was a video of talking to Thomas Graham, about his development, I guess. And he basically was like, yeah, I kind of deserved to get cut. I didn't put enough on the practice field or on the field in preseason to keep this job. And actually, the time on the practice squad has helped him develop into the player we saw last week, and he got his chance and he grabbed a stranglehold on it. I'd love to see him continuing to go forward on the other side of Johnson and maybe slide Vildor or somebody in at the slot, because I think he's more of a boundary corner, and I think he plays it really well.
Yeah, agreed, man. I mean, it's we needed to see a bright spot somewhere, right? I mean, dudes were kind of flying around, though. Defensively,
they were frustrating.
Yeah.
Dude, you just got drafted in the NFL, bro.
It was just a dream come true as a kid. Something I told my 5-year-old self, like, if you got this opportunity, what would you do? And I just felt like if I didn't take advantage of this opportunity, I was wasting what a 5-year-old dream, 6-year-old kid dream was. So everybody's story is different, but this is how my journey's going. I need to take advantage of it.
And that, of course, was, the draft day for Thomas Graham. He was sitting waiting on the call forever, and then finally got the call, finally got his chance, and I love to see that video. A 6th-round pick. The guy hadn't played in a year. A lot of teams last year in the draft were taking players off their board if they opted out for COVID. And that's a big reason why he fell. If he had come out the year before, he was projected a 2nd or 3rd-round pick. So I was really excited when we drafted the guy. I don't get to see a ton of Oregon football because they kick off so late here in the Eastern time zone. But everything I had read on him, and I'm a draft nerd, so I kind of try to read up on guys that might be in our position of where we're drafting. He was a guy I was really excited to see, and it didn't work out so great in the preseason, but he continued to fight and continued to project himself up to where when he got his chance, he knew, hey, this is my shot. Like Eminem, you only get one shot, and he went out there and he took advantage of it. And you love to see it out of guys like that. And that's,
yeah, definitely.
With the Bears being 4-10, that's kind of what I've been looking for, is some of these young guys and guys that are given a chance, take advantage of that position.
Yeah. I mean, I sort of noticed on Monday as well that the sort of, especially the defensive backs, there just seem to be a bit more grit and a bit more urgency and a bit more, they seem to be a lot, more up for it. I mean, that's probably because they haven't had, this is probably the first opportunity they had to play this season. But it just seemed quite refreshing to me, the defense. I mean, even with all the, the injuries we got on the defensive line and whatever, I was buzzing off the defense last week. I really was. I mean, the offense, it was the same old, but I thought the D really showed themselves with a lot of pride and a lot of a lot of commitment to the game. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, we got Robert Quinn about to break a record from 1984.
Yeah.
I think he's a sack and a half or a sack away from breaking it.
Yeah.
Badge playing the one shot over here. Yeah, that's what I had in my head when I was going through my little montage there.
I don't want to get us kicked off though, so we can't really.
Yeah, we can only play like 20 seconds of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
You'll have to pay for it, Badge.
Yeah, right. I know. I'm freaking gonna get a bill.
You're
in the
the producer, man. Where does the so-called talent? You're the producer, so you have to pay for it.
We better call Aldo, see if he.
Yeah. That's in the bus.
Who knows? Are we still on YouTube? Because that's really where the.
I also wanted to talk about that drive. Because I got on Aldo and Brother Gaines and Buffon, the Bear Football Show after the game, because I'm an idiot and I got to get up at 4:30, but I couldn't sleep. I stayed up waiting for the offense to do something, and of course they never did. But a lot of people in the chat were like, they were talking to penalties, and they were like, it don't matter. We scored, I think, 9 points or something and scored a touchdown in the final second. But the drive where Tease Tabor got hit with a 15-yard penalty on a 3rd down, and then Gibson did his stupid mistake. I don't know if he was trying to get reaction and hope the other guy got hit with a 15-yard penalty or what he was thinking. But that 15-yard penalty was also on a 3rd down, and then the Vikings ended up scoring a touchdown. If that didn't happen, all those times we were in the red zone, if we were able to kick field goals and at least keep it close, I really think the Bears had a shot to win that ball game last week. But dumb penalties killed us, and the refs screwed us too, because how does Tease Tabor get hit with a 15-yard penalty for tackling a running back? Like, well, I don't understand what they want defenders to do. Did they want you to get blocked?
Yeah, I was gonna say from what they posted on Twitter afterwards, they said that it was still a man trying to go low to try to get the tackle, so they still pretty much counted it as the chop block, right. Even though he's a far smaller man, and offensive lineman reverse field. Offensive lineman running back reverse field to come back across, which is supposed to be nullify that rule. Mm-hmm. They said it still counts as somebody trying to go low, and they're trying to protect the players. So that was their excuse for why that should happen.
Yeah, I noticed that probably quite a few times in yesterday's games. The defensive backs try to go low on an offensive lineman, and I think a lot of the D guys must have forgot about the new rules.
Yeah. I mean, but he didn't even chop block him though. The thing is, he totally missed him. Like if you look at he steps over him. I get the call if he was to like make contact, right in the thighs or in the knees, and the dude goes, whoever the offensive lineman is in the situation goes, ass over fucking head and eat shit. I get the call then, but he kind of just stepped right over him. The tackle was made. It shouldn't have been. I don't think it should have been a call, but
it should.
I'm just saying. It's kind of like one of those. If you no shit, take the dude's legs out, then sure, run the call. But if it's kind of how that one was, where they just stepped over him, I think it should have been a no call, or should have at least got fucking reviewed. But I don't think that's even a penalty that can be reviewed or taken back.
Yeah, and they're trying to do it to help player safety. I went to high school with a guy who played left tackle from the time he was, 8 years old until his junior year in high school. Someone caught him in the knees and he blew out his ACL and he was done. He just gave up football after that. And so that's what they're trying to keep from happening, I guess. But if there's no contact with the offensive lineman, Tease just jumped past him, basically. And he even was telling the ref, I was going for the tackle. It continued to show him on the field trying to tell the ref, this is bullshit. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I was kind of open. You see Nagy on a couple of those go crazy on the sidelines, get penalized. I was kind of hoping he'd get kicked out of the game. Like, fuck it, man.
He must know that
I'll
it's
give him
over for
credit.
him. That's so much fire than we've seen out
I'll
of
give him
him.
credit for still fucking. I wish he would have got tossed too. I think that would have made people like so much, easier on fucking Nagy. Even though he's a terrible fucking coach. I give him credit for fucking going after the. That's the type of shit we've wanted to see for 4 fucking years, you dipshit.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Show some fucking fire instead of coming in Mr. fucking Somber or whatever the fuck your stupid ass fucking reaction is to shit. You fuck. Too late now, asshole.
Too little too late, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if he would have got tossed, there would have been guys calling the radio stations this week. Maybe we should just keep Nagy around. I haven't seen a lot of fire out of him, and now he kind of reminded me of Dick guy out there yelling at the ref.
Lord.
I mean, outside of that, the most fire I've ever seen out of before that time was when he grabbed Mitch by the face mask the one time.
Yeah.
Remember? And he was fucking screaming at him about whatever. But yeah, that's the most I've seen out of
that. Was in the Rams game, right? When they benched him?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with Ravi. I think all of us pretty much agree. He's a fucking horrible coach. And just, having fire for 20 fucking seconds in a 4-quarter game, is the most we've seen out of you in a while. Whatever, man. Like he needs to be fucking gone. These last 3 games though, I mean, who fucking knows?
He's here.
Dude?
It's whatever, man.
Yeah, he's gonna ride it out and go from there. I mean, this game today, there's nothing for either team to play for. I think the Seahawks are 5-9.
Yep.
Yeah, we're 4-10. I mean, there's nothing to play for.
Neither one of us have a first-round pick either. They traded theirs away for Jamal Adams. So these are the Jets and the Giants first-round picks playing against each other this week, and then next week the old barn burner with the Giants for that absolute draft position between those 2 picks.
They'll probably throw their practice squad out there. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, "Hey man, y'all go ahead and whoop us so we can keep this." So we keep this position, man.
We had our practice squad out there shutting Justin Jefferson down, though. You never know.
Yeah, I mean that's the only benefits of this game, I think, is to some of these guys, on the interview process, some of these second stringers, some of these guys that get called up from the practice squad, and then what? I mean, Robert Quinn can go ahead and solidify the record. Yeah, he could solidify the record, but outside of that, man, I don't think there's really much to look forward to in these things, unless you're, one of the guys who likes to, maybe we find another Thomas Graham, or maybe maybe Graham shits down his fucking leg, and then we're like, well, Jesus,
Thomas Graham will be going against either DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett this week, so it'll be another test. It'll be welcome to the league, But what does Robert Quinn about to hit this record? I was thinking this week, what does that say about? I love Khalil Mack, but what does it say about him?
I was going to say Robert, that literally
Robert Quinn's out there. He's out there by himself. We've always said, Mack, he's out there by himself. He's getting double team, triple team, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's what they're doing with Robert Quinn, and he's still getting to the quarterback and either hitting him or getting the football. I mean, that guy, his arms, man, when I see him coming around with that arm, I feel like it looks like Jordan in Space Jam. That arm just stretching out, and I think he had a fumble of Kirk Cousins this week. We didn't get it back, but
a little strip sack.
It's just I mean, what does that say? I mean, next year we'll have both of them, so hopefully they can tag team on that shit. But we want to see stuff like this out of Mac.
I was gonna say what I see is that you see that Quinn is right now obviously the better pass rusher. You look at some of his technique. That damn dip move he does, his bend around the edge is ridiculous, man. You see some of the replays The guy is fucking parallel to the ground damn near when he comes around the edge to get to the quarterback. And there's just no fucking way anybody's going to stop that. Khalil, I give him, he kind of seems like he has more of a pass rushing move set. You know what I'm saying? Like he has more tools in the box. But shit, I feel like you just need to go with one tool apparently, and just get after the quarterback, man.
Yeah, agreed, man. I mean, I think Quinn's really come. I mean, that last year we were like, what the fuck? We're wasting money, right? And I don't know how serious drop foot is, but man, he got that thing fixed, and he definitely 180'd and turned the hell around for this year. And even in a lot of these games where he doesn't, hasn't had Akeem Hicks, hasn't had Mac, hasn't had certain guys, because we use those as like those guys being out last year as a crutch for Mac on why Mac wasn't getting in anymore. We're like, oh well, with this guy out, with that guy out, it's harder for him to get in. Well, it's not that hard for fucking Robert Quinn to do it. So I mean, it's a good point. Is Mac on the fucking table? Is there offers?
I don't think his fucking trade his ass.
I don't think you can trade his contract. No one's going to take on his contract. If you look at, I was looking at Spot Rack this last week just to look at our, our contract situation, and Khalil Mack is getting paid so much money, no one's going to pay his contract. So no one will trade away draft assets and take on his contract, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
I was going to say, that's because they pushed all his damn money back to the fucking end of his contract. And then
I like what Robbie said here in the chat in regards to quarterback. We know what fucking Nick Foles is. Fuck this guy. He gives us nothing. Start the fucking other asshole behind him that they just signed.
Yeah, I mean, find somebody. I don't know, but I have no idea. I really the only thing I've been looking forward to is to continue to see Justin Fields, and I don't get to see that this week, man. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to watch this ball game or not. I'm going to probably watch the Red Zone, and there'll only be, I think, 2 or 3 games on at that time, so I'll probably see majority of the game, there. They do the side-by-side screens and stuff like that, so – but I don't know. And it's just difficult, man. It's hard, and I hate.
And ain't shit to talk about. Hell.
Right. Yeah. I hate coming on here and wasting people's time, but what is there to – we've talked about Graham. We've talked about Quinn. We've talked about Justin not playing. We've talked about Nagy needs to be gone.
That's the same shit we talk about every week. So, but I'll say this. The interesting thing I came across this week. You come across all these posts now because the Bears are playing Seattle. The big thing is with the Bears being in a better position right now, we have Russell Wilson and not Justin Fields. Who, and even beyond that, what would be the the next 5-year outlook type deal? Do you think we'd be in a better position in Seattle? Blah blah. All the rhetoric that people go through, and I come to find, the way I feel, I look at it is no, we wouldn't. Russell Wilson is on a team that I feel like is a better squad at the moment. You have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Carson. What's my man named Chris Carson at running back, who's a decent running back. They're 5-9. I know he was hurt, but since he's been back,
he ain't been Russ.
He hasn't done shit. You know what I'm saying? You got a Super Bowl winning quarterback on the team that's 5-9. They're gonna miss the playoffs.
Right. Plus, you would have we just talked about cap, man. I mean,
right.
Russell Wilson got a big cap hit too, and he's a 33-year-old quarterback.
You have no weapons on this team, so
right. We don't have a DK or a Tyler Lockett
at all.
Yeah.
I just don't see how people could sit there and say they believe we'd be in a better position. I feel like we'd be way worse off right now.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, you got to remember, like, the guy calling the shots, though, is the one that's also, controlling a lot of this shit. Nagy's fucking game plan and the way he goes in, there's way too many. I mean, it doesn't mean that Russ, if say Russ was here or Russ was a former, or started showing his old self, that he'd be any fucking good, because Nagy would still be putting him in the same circumstances he's putting Fields in. I mean, Fields has had fucking 13 turnovers in a handful of games.
But have got to stop.
Yeah, man. He's throwing up balls.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he's throwing up balls that fucking nobody's near. I mean, it's panic mode. And I know he said at the beginning, and we all kind of laughed about it, whatever. But he's like, this game wasn't too fast for me. The game's not too fast. I thought it was pretty slow. Well, if it's so fucking slow, I think that that has definitely changed, because there's times where he looks just straight panic, and you see this, these fumbles and this shit happening, and bad decisions with the ball. That's shit all that needs to be fixed, man.
When we go fast, he looks good, though. There was a drive last week where they were hurrying up to the line, and Justin was just throwing darts. I think he hit Cole Kmet with the 20-something yard pass. I think he hit Mooney somewhere on that drive, and it was just get up to the line, let's go. Get up to the line, let's go. And he looked great and crisp, and Mike Zimmer is not, for all his faults, he knows how to play defense. His defense is going to be ready.
Look good in no huddle.
Mitch.
What the fuck was that guy's name? Oh yeah, Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know
we
why?
got a coach.
It's because he ain't got time for Nagy to tell him what to do. So basically, within the huddle, it's like bang, 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 bang. So we don't have to. He didn't have to put him Nagy giving him late calls and giving him plays.
We got Foles playing this week. He said it. They showed them on the sideline last year. I don't remember which game it was exactly, but when Foles was in, they were going hurry up and they were clicking. And then Nagy was like, let's slow it down. And then they showed Foles on the sideline like, no, we've got to go when it's clicking like that. We've got to continue, because, Foles has been around this league a little bit. He knows a thing or two.
Hey man, I wouldn't be opposed to bringing Foles back as a quarterback coach, man. I'm sorry. If you fire everybody and Foles is like, man, fuck this shit. I'm tired of being a backup, and I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. Somebody's like, hey man, you want to be a quarterback coach? I mean, you see him being more of a coach on the sidelines. I mean, the only two people I ever see really talking to Fields is Foles and my man's that was in Philly that tried to be the head coach for us. You know what I'm saying? He knows the quarterback position. I really wish they would have let him call plays when we played the Vikings. I think that might have been the start of something good for Foles.
KB's got this game breaking out like Varsity Blues.
Hey man,
we ain't going out there if you come out there.
At this point, that's what it feels. It feels like a bad sitcom, dog.
Tweeter's gonna be calling plays, and fucking James Vanderbeek is gonna be out there fucking being carried off the field as the damn
hook and ladder on one. Really great.
And immortal words of a great man that's on this young team here. I'm just trying to throw shit at the board to see if it sticks. Man. You know what I'm saying?
The Bears are doing, man. They just don't shit at the wall to see if it sticks. I swear.
I don't want your
life.
Yes.
All right, man.
Kevin Jenkins talking about, you don't think that play where I run down the field, act like I'm lost, is gonna work, do you?
See, now all we need is Bash to come in with the whipped cream on his nipples, man. You got
dude.
He's got it right now.
I'm telling you right now, if I did that, this would be the most highly rated podcast.
I think we'll be thrown off YouTube if you did that, man. Do you know what I mean?
That's all right. It would be totally worthless.
Oh my god!
You would see the freaking Patreon just blow up.
Hey Chris, man, we got to do what we got to do, baby. Shit, we got to get a fan something to watch, man.
Too right, mate.
I know, right?
Yo, so there's been a little back and forth with Pusher and Ravi and Don Burr here in the chat.
Oh God,
and
Don.
I'm gonna have to say I agree with Don and Ravi on this one. Where
100%.
Detroit is in way better shape than we are going into the future.
That point, yeah.
Detroit always finds a way to fuck it up and piss it away. But
I mean, here's the thing about Detroit, though. They've got all this draft capital, and they've got, I think, a good coach. I like Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
the team plays hard for them. But if you don't have the quarterback, we've seen it here. It don't matter. And there's not a stud quarterback coming out in this draft. Kenny Pickett is probably the best one coming out. So it's not going to get fixed. It's not going to get fixed this year unless they can trade for an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson or who knows, that take some of that draft asset and trade for someone who's proven it. Or y'all can have Andy Dalton. We ain't going to use him next year.
Yeah, good. Yeah, go for it. Go Detroit. Get Andy Dalton. Woohoo! Boy, what a great signing he was for the Bears. Boy, as soon as Matt Nagy named him the starter, I knew it. I knew we would get to at least 12 or 14 wins with Andy Dalton.
Oh, God.
So Don Burr said Brad Holmes is GM finds studs late. We got a GM that finds studs late. You got to be able to find studs early too, though.
Damn it. Y'all got a top 5 pick, Don.
I think that's the problem. I think Pace is just looking for studs.
Yeah. I mean, Roquan will probably be the first round pick he's had and make it to a second contract. So that's a fireable offense, man. That's a fireable offense. So
he had a first. I've never paid attention to that, and like since you said it, it kind of gets the wheels turning.
Yeah,
none of his first round picks have been re-signed.
That's right.
Wow.
Yep. And a lot of the guys that he found in the later rounds, he lets them go. I mean, Jordan Howard carried this team on his back for years, and they just let him walk out the door. I'm not saying that he would be great on this team right now, but Nagy clearly didn't know how to use a power back. Had no clue, no idea how to use them.
He would like a 1,000-yard rusher as well. He wanted, just your average running back. He was a proven 1,000-yard rusher for a couple of seasons in a row. So why not make the most of him? But then again, like you say, Nagy don't want to run the ball, does he? He wants to be like San Diego in the early 80s or something daft like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like with Dan Fouts and all that sort of crew. But I was ashamed because I really liked how he ran from a former running back. I thought he was a really good player. I mean, he's still playing for Philadelphia, isn't he? He's still in the Philadelphia Eagles side.
They just picked him back up.
Oh, right.
He got hurt or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, he's been back and forth. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these guys that they kind of that they've used and just moved on, and then there's guys who they move on from because they're, the fan base and look at Leonard Floyd. Everybody was shitting on that dude.
Yeah.
And then he fucking goes out and gets double digits the next year. It's just where he's used and how they fucking utilize him.
A lot of that had to do with, Brandon Staley knowing how to use his personnel. That comes back to coaching. When we saw Floyd fall off, I think it was right when he never balled the fuck out here. And we thought
only against the Packers.
Right.
True.
It's the only time he balled out.
then you lose Vic Fangio, you lose Brandon Staley, they go elsewhere. And they say, "Yeah, come on over here. We know how to use you."
Man. I was gonna say Staley when he's the head coach now for the Chargers, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean that brings back the interesting topic of
Robbie,
people in
guys.
trade. Oh, go ahead.
Why do the Bears try to make the tight end as a fullback? Why not just carry a fullback?
Look, no, that's if you look around the league, you've got Ricard in Baltimore, and you've got Juszczyk in San Francisco. Name me another fullback. Every team uses a tight end at fullback.
The tight end, the Chiefs got a tight end. A fullback. I can't remember what his name is though.
Mike Burton. He played here.
Yeah, the New Orleans Saints have a fullback by the name of Mike Burton that scored a touchdown last week because he was used in a way that he probably should have been used, unlike the way he wasn't used here and how he was a shitty blocker here.
They tried to use him here. He was garbage.
Yeah, he was.
He
pretty
couldn't
shitty
catch. He couldn't block.
Remember
Phil doing
how
the
much
tape
of it is the
breakdown?
guy and how much is it the coaching staff, fellas?
Remember,
Nagy's
come on,
fucking-
Naz. Remember Phil doing the tape breakdown? This guy was doing pirouettes trying to hit a fucking defensive end. That has nothing to do with coaching.
Fucking offense. How do you know it's not the positional coach?
Well, I think it is. I think it's
a
both.
fullback not being able to hit a guy. That's not on a coach.
100%. Mike Burton sucks, but
he does. He's
but
fucking
but Nagy's offense is fucking.
But Sean Payton,
he just wants to let it loose and go, and he's trying to be fucking flashy and trying to be this, and he's not here to run the I formation, and he's not whatever, because he's trying to be too fucking flashy. Look at the Patriots. Well, I think it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. They threw the ball 3 fucking times in the game. 3 times. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Whole fucking game. They ran the ball like 47 fucking times. Yeah. And they still couldn't stop them. Yeah. They still couldn't be
during
stopped.
a tornado, wasn't it?
You know, I mean, I think it's just a matter of accepting what you got and going with it instead of trying to get all these fucking Olympic gold medalists for fucking speed. And we have the fastest wide receiver core in the league. Yeah, but we can't catch a fucking ball. And we don't have an offensive line that gives us time to throw the ball out there. I mean, there's a lot of different shit that goes into it, but whatever. You could have a great fucking engine, but if your axles are broke, like, where the fuck are you going? You're not going anywhere.
Spinning.
Yeah, like fuck, man. And I think Nagy's just he's too far in over his fucking head, man. It doesn't matter what you give this dude; he's gonna fuck it up.
That's for sure. He's way in over his
head. Nagy never really plays to the strength of his players, though, does he? That's the trouble.
No, that's right.
He's so sort of, stuck in his little like offensive scheme that he didn't play to his players' strengths. So that's been obvious for the last couple of years at least, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's the thing. What's his fucking scheme? I mean,
exactly,
that's a legit question we've been asking for years now. What's the scheme? Even when we were winning, what was the scheme?
Yeah.
It was fucking Santa's sleigh and Santa's sleigh, and let's do a fucking trick play here and a trick play there. And I mean, I think we're the worst fucking team in the red zone right now.
Oh,
I know. Yeah, I know. I think
they said that we were like the only team, or maybe it was us and one other team, who hasn't scored a touchdown on a 50-yard or less drive. I think they said that last week. Like,
yeah,
if you've got less than 50 yards to go and you can't score a touchdown, that is scheme.
Yeah,
I know everybody in the chat wants to talk about fullback. Listen, nobody uses that position anymore. You need multi-position players. Everyone uses a tight end in that spot. You just use a smaller blocking tight end in that spot. Other than Juszczyk in San Francisco, or like I said, Ricard in Baltimore. Nobody uses the fullback position, and that's not the issue with this team. How can y'all watch that game last week and say, "Well, if we had a fullback," let me tell you, we'd have fucking blown it away if we had a fullback. Like, the fuck? No. That ain't it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, there's so much more that this team needs. There's no fucking way that, we roll somebody into the fullback position and
it's all going to be way.
Right. That fixed it all. All we needed was that. Yeah. I think it's a bad job. He backed himself out. I don't know.
There's so many broken elements on this team, dude, that it's really, whatever.
Bring that back to it.
It's got to be changed from the top down, man. I mean, Ted Phillips is your president, and he's an accountant. Brian Pace is your GM, and he was a lowly scout. I was looking today or this week on replacement GMs, and I sent it to y'all. A guy named Ed Dodds out of Indianapolis. We missed on Chris Ballard. Ed Dodds has been Chris Ballard's right-hand man since 2017 to help build that Indianapolis Colts team, starting in the trenches and building outward. And I think that is the direction we need to go. We've tried this. We've tried positions and, trying to get that right, and it hasn't worked. We missed on Chris Ballard once. Let's go make up for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. The whole fucking thing needs to just be blown up. And I mean, there's going to come a point where players don't even want to fucking come back, where It's not a place where free agents want to come. And I mean, we could very well be at that now.
Robinson don't want to come back.
No, absolutely. He's out today too. He's done. He's probably not going to play another fucking down.
Probably should have traded him at the trade deadline. Just saying.
Yeah, maybe nobody wanted to trade for him. You know, he's on a franchise tag. Somebody might have been like, I don't want to.
Fifth round pick. You at the point you at, you're not going to get a compensatory pick back. That's the shit that kills me when people are like, oh, we'll get a comp pick back. No, we're not. This team has to be built through free agency next year. I don't think people don't realize that shit yet. We have 5 picks in the draft. 4. I'm sorry. I thought it was 5. It might be 4. We don't have the picks to get anybody. This team has to be built through the fucking free agency. It has to. You have to get at least 2 fucking wide receivers. You got to get another tight end, maybe fucking 2. You have to get offensive guard, maybe another center. There's so much fucking work that needs to be done.
I don't even think we don't even have the cap space to go out there and fight for guys like this, though, in free agency either. So
they, from what they said, there's some way the Bears can get it to like 80 fucking million in cap space by fucking letting folks go. I don't get the cap shit. Whatever, man. Cap's fluid. I don't fucking care. But the point of the matter, this team has to be built through free agency. That's why you got to get the GM right, and you need to get your coach right. You need to have somebody come in with a plan that says, okay, person X, Y, and Z need to be bought now. This person needs to be got. Oh, yeah, we need this guy. We need this guy. That's what needs to happen, flat out. That's why everybody needs to be fired at the end of the season.
Yeah, you got to have somebody in the front office who knows football.
Yeah.
You can't have an accountant running your football team that doesn't know football.
I mean, if he's going to stop
Look, I don't mean any disrespect. He just didn't play that well. Not for a guy of his caliber.
If they don't run the ball here, I'm going to vomit. I swear to God.
I don't really have any recollection of that at all, but I guess perhaps I blacked it all out.
You know, they won, but I'm going to be miserable all week because they stunk.
The Barroom Network presents 2 fired-up Bears fans. They are ready to rumble on the Bear Debate.
Hey, yo, that was a little quick commercial break, huh?
We're back now with the this is DJ
Caught me out.
On W Balls.
Right now on W Balls 107.4 FM dial. If you're licking that, W Balls.
Man, I don't even know where to go with this anymore. We'll see what happens today. And I guess just fucking go from there. Do you guys think Fields will even suit up again for the rest of the year? Or you think they just fucking kind of let him ride out?
I don't think he'll play again the rest of this season. I just don't see the point really. If he's still got any sort of damage to his ribs still, then I just don't see the point. What's the worth for another 2 games after this? There's absolutely no point. He might as well sit him, get him to watch some more games, and then start the work on next season.
I think they'll play him just to try and get people in the stadium. Because people,
really right.
The few Bears fans that are still going to ball games are trying to watch what we're trying to watch. Young player, because you can't focus on the team as a whole.
Right, yeah.
The team sucks. So you've got to focus on the young players, see what they've got for the future as a Bear.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're going to play him again. I mean, you got 2 games left after this. Only one more home game, right? And
is it?
What?
Didn't Akeem Hicks say bye? Like he was done?
I think there's one more home game. I think it's the Giants game.
Yeah, against the Giants, yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah. And then because we're in Seattle today, then the Giants come to town, and then we're
Vikings.
Then we got the Vikings up in Minnesota. So there's only one more home game in Soldiers this year. So I don't see it, man. I don't see them bringing him back to play that game. And that's what it's next week. So I don't know, man. I think he just kind of is done for the season. And they kind of just fucking wrap it up with this. I think if they were going to bring him back, they wouldn't have went and got another quarterback. I think them getting another quarterback kind of just wrapped up the deal with them saying like, hey, yeah, he's done for the year. We're just going to, pass him over to the new head coach and new quarterbacks coach and new everybody and see what we got. And who knows, man? I mean, there's a lot of faces that aren't going to be coming back next year, and possibly Hicks, and just changing up everything over there. So we'll see, man. This team could look totally different in a matter of a month or two.
I mean, we always seem to do this though, where the people in charge are not on the same timeline with our quarterback. Like, the last coach we brought in, Matt Nagy, he was brought in and given Trubisky. Even GM, when Ryan Pace was brought in, he was given John Fox. They didn't let him choose that. They said, you are a GM, John Fox is our head coach.
Yeah.
And they fired Fox, after drafting Mitch, brought in Nagy, so he was stuck with Mitch. Now they're going to do the same thing with whomever takes over next. If it's both positions, you got a GM and a head coach that we all love Justin Fields, but they have to be okay with, you're getting Justin Fields. That's your quarterback. We don't have a first-round pick, so we're not going to draft anybody.
Look what the Arizona Cardinals did, though. So the Arizona Cardinals drafted Josh Rosen, right?
Right.
New coach comes in. That ain't his quarterback. So what they do, they fucking trade the guy. Now where is he? I don't even know if he's even on a practice squad right now. Maybe somewhere.
I think he backs up Brady in Tampa.
I was going to say, I think he's Tampa Bay's backup.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't follow Tampa
But
Bay.
The thing the Cardinals had, though, was a number 1 overall pick. That helps,
Yeah.
and a Heisman winning quarterback coming out. Yeah.
Pace has done nothing but trade away first-round picks.
Since
he's been here.
The only silver lining I would give to that is I feel like Justin Fields was kind of a hot commodity pick, so to speak. I thought a lot of teams actually wanted to get the kid, but hey, he's going to be going in the top 5. He's a great quarterback. Lo and behold, he fell to the 11th, and the Bears jumped on him. So I get the Fields
pick. I don't have a problem with the Fields.
I was going to say my thing is I feel like whoever the next coach that comes in to be like, I want to work. I'm coming here because I want Fields.
Yeah.
So I mean, we just got to hope it's the right guy.
I think that has to be part of your
anyway. Agreement.
Go ahead, Chris.
I think they've got to stipulate that with the new coach, saying, look, Fields is our guy. We want you to work with Fields because we haven't got the draft picks. And also, as well, a lot of the rookie quarterbacks this year have done shit anyway. There's only been Matt Jones, really, what's been consistent. So I think, really, they've got to stipulate with the new coach and the new GM, if we get a new GM, that, Fields is our guy. We want you to develop him. He's our man moving forward.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I was going to say. Go ahead.
And you know why Mac Jones has been successful? Because he has people making decisions up there that know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
They draft correctly. They don't ask him to do anything out of this world. You know, they tell them to stick to the script, kid. Follow this script, and we'll take you there. And we don't have that here.
No.
We have, here's the ball, Justin. Go make a play. Hopefully, someone can get open on these curl routes.
Don't worry. Next year you'll know the offense so much more better because it takes 3 fucking years to learn it. That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
It's ridiculous.
You should never come out and say that as a head coach, it's going to take you 3 years to put in your offense. It should be like, look, there's a lot more things that I want to do. There's a lot more, whatever, but we got to get these guys developed first. And we're running with, whatever. Not like, oh, it takes 3 years to learn my offense. Motherfucker, you don't even have an offense. You're fucking.
That's why it took 3 years.
Yeah. Come on.
That's the side of him being a bad coach. Which, why does it take a coach 3 years to get the offense scheme going? That's just exactly. That's like literally Nagy saying, well, I am pretty shit and the scheme's shit. And it sort of sums it up, really, doesn't it, really? I couldn't believe when I heard that. It just doesn't make any sense at all.
It does to black people. I'm going to say this because every job interview, we always say the same shit. Sir, do you know how to do this? Yeah, I can do that. And then we get on the job when they say they're like, hey, man, I thought you said you can do that. Listen,
what happened?
I did it differently at my last job. We didn't do it this way. So I need you to show me how to do it your way. That's what Nagy did to us.
I mean, personally, if no matter who the head coach is, with the amount of players that switch teams, every year with the different weapons that you get, whatever, your offense should change every fucking year depending on who you have. And either who's your quarterback is, who your fucking running backs, who your wide receivers are. Your offense should change every fucking year depending on your talent and who you have. And saying that, it takes 3 years to install is just fucking stupid because by the time you get it installed, you don't even have the same fucking players anymore. So now it's going to have to change again.
Yeah, and that goes back to what Buffon says about this organization, where it's ran like a family diner. I mean, they hired Ryan Pace because they liked the guy. They hired Matt Nagy because they had a fun interview, and his wife came, and Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy's wives linked up, and they were good friends. And then that comes down to when shit's not going right, who's going to fire him? You're going to fire your friend. If you've got a business, you hire your friend. You're like, yeah, man, run the shit for me or something. If the shit's not working, are you going to be able to be like, bro, I love you, but I got to let you go? And that's what it comes down to.
The biggest one, AC. Mitch Trubisky made a restaurant or a reservation under Jim McMahon.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why
and
he
drove
was drafted.
in
right
drove
there.
in in
oh
91.
My God, he knows the history. Draft him to be our quarterback.
Yeah. and don't even worry about interviewing Watson, who's won a national championship and a Heisman Trophy. Now, what he's done off the field since then, we're not going to get into that because it's all alleged still. But how do you not draft that guy in college?
He's the guy I wanted us to draft.
Yeah, me
Watson.
too.
Because he want a winner. I want winners. I want people who have won something and proven that they've actually won it. Not the somebody who's like Trubisky who played like about 6 games or something, or 1 year as a starter and won jack shit anything important. I wanted Watson. That really pissed me off. That did.
Right. If you go toe to toe with Nick Saban and win,
Robbie, when Nagy dressed up fucking like Alice and came out running the fucking T formation, he should have just fucking stayed in the fucking closet.
Are you saying he's coming out of the closet, Badge?
I ain't saying shit. I'm just saying he should have fucking stayed right in there.
Hey, my man Badge is the equivalent of a wife that's been in a relationship for so long that she's sick of the relationship. She like your grandparents. They just together because they're together, and they don't. There's like, man, we're not gonna spend money to separate. So I'm just gonna say fuck you every time I see you. That's Badge in the village right now. Like, you know what, man? I'm with y'all because I'm with you, man. Fuck you.
Man, I don't give a fuck if we go out and put up 800 yards today. Fuck this asshole. Get him the fuck out of here.
Gets her ass beat every week and then comes around at Christmas talking about, well, he's got good intentions. Y'all don't know him like I know him.
Oh my God. We're so just
I know, defeated, man. Just defeated. Like all of us, all the way around. I mean,
Bobby, I just think back to like the first year, like we're doing this shit, right? They're fucking what were they? 3-13 under Fox or whatever, right?
Yep.
And you're like, oh man, the ceiling's pointing upwards. We've got a quarterback, and the pieces are there on defense, and da da da.
Yeah.
Here I mean, it's fucking repeat. Nothing but repeat every 4 fucking years. I just can't. I'm sorry. I can't be excited.
I get it, man.
These fucking assholes to do anything right. They don't have a clue.
I would say we're even in worse shape than we were before because now we have no draft capital. We have nothing to work with anymore. You know, there's no draft capital. There's nothing to work with. I get KB, and I'm down for that attack plan of free agents, but can we even pull it off? Like, why the fuck are people going to want to come here? And I don't know.
I think, coach and GM.
Yeah, I mean,
depends on who you get a head coach, man.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the problem, guys. I mean, you still got George and Ted hiring these guys that think they still think Ryan Pace is a football guy. He's not. Yeah. He's not a football guy. He doesn't.
I think it matters how much. I think it matters how much control to give the new GM and what he has.
Yeah.
If this new GM comes in and has control, I mean, you've seen some of the higher ups in the organization say that they're going to step back from the football side, the operations side, this and that, right? If they stick to their guns,
out of here.
I mean, there's, if they stick to their guns and they do that, and this next GM has like full control, whatever, I think we could see it change without fucking some of those, because none of those people are going to be going away. They're still going to be fucking getting paid. The only possible way that they go away is with the sale of the fucking team.
Sell the team because they're about to make a stupid amount of money when they build up Arlington Heights.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it? Well, they promote Champ Kelly to get 2 third-round picks. What?
How?
Is that this is
a minority hire.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's I forget what it's called. It's
there's a rule.
Like a new rule. Yeah.
I don't think
Rooney rule. That's it.
Does that only count for GM or is that for head coach as well?
I think it's both.
I think it's
both. My head coach is African American, so I'll take that, and I'll take Ed Dodds as GM.
I was gonna say I was gonna say you promote Champ Kelly. What would he be, GM?
I mean,
I'm just assuming that's a factor. Saying if they promoted him to GM.
Okay,
doesn't that just leave a guy who's already there though, who's already done the same system for fucking years and whatever? Like, maybe if they just promote him inside of the building to something else, I don't fucking know, man. I'm not sure what it all gets. You know what? I'm gonna look it up real quick though.
Hey, I was gonna say that is kind of interesting to look up if that's the case. I mean, it's a bunch of black, scouts and guys in other organizations that probably wouldn't mind making a jump. Hell, I know y'all hate the idea. Shit, would hire Louis Riddick get us this extra 3rd round pick? Shit,
Louis Riddick was on Waddle and Sylvie this week, and they basically just came straight out and asked him, if the Bears called you, would you be interested? And he was like, absolutely, I'd be interested. It's a blue blood franchise, a charter franchise, and he kind of was putting in his resume last Monday, if y'all remember.
Oh, of course.
And he did a horrible fucking job of it, too.
Well, he was giving Nagy a lot of love, but then toward kind of the end of the game, he was like, this needs to be changed at the top. He was
I need to know about Louis Riddick after the Cleveland game. When he came out and showed support for Matt Nagy and the way he called that game, fuck Louis Riddick. I don't want him anywhere near this fucking organization.
Well, he still loves Nagy. He said that he was talking a lot about him last Monday. But but he knows it's a business. He's not going to keep. Too. But he even said, I know it. Matt knows it. He knows what's coming down the pipe. He knows he's gone. He said that Monday. Nagy knows he's gone.
One good thing he said.
Nah, he was like I said. He said it needed to be changed at the top.
Hey, so you get
this coach has been wrong. This coach has been wrong since 2018. It's just that the players in 2018 made it work.
The defense.
That's all it is. Because clearly after that, go ahead.
All the turnovers and stuff.
Yeah.
The defense saved his ass. And I actually, I don't know if I can promote myself on here, but I kind of took a part-time writing job, a blogger thing, and I wrote a story on there talking about how it needed to be changed from the top down. And one of my points was, Nagy's offense was not what saved our ass in 2018. He had trick plays that hit, and the defense did their job. And then the next year, the defensive coordinators got tape on him, and his trick plays ain't gonna work no more. So,
hey, so this whole Rooney Rule thing. Sorry, I was looking it up while you guys were talking. So, anybody in the higher or head coach and higher operating positions. So, I guess there's a couple other positions outside of GM. So you get 2 third-round compensatory picks, but you get one like you would get one next year and then one the year after. I guess if it doesn't say that, say if you went with both of them, that you wouldn't get 4. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not sure how that whole thing would work out. I was trying to see, would you get 4 if you drafted 2 people, or not drafted, if you hired 2 people, would you get 4 draft picks? But it doesn't really say.
Well, I mean, you have to make sure that you're grabbing the right people that are qualified, and you're not just grabbing them because you want draft picks.
Agreed. Yeah,
it's got to be on merit.
And just like Badge said, man, do we trust George and Ted possibly to make these decisions? Because they've, since 1999, that's when Ted Phillips took over, and he has not done it. He's had one good coaching hire, and fired him after a 10-win season.
Yeah,
to bring in Phil Emery, who was, for all of Ryan Pace's faults, he makes Phil Emery look like Phil Emery was a genius.
Yeah, no shit. I don't know, man. I think all this is obviously, it'll all be out there a lot more in the coming weeks. And things will start falling into place. I still think, and I know how Badge feels, and I know we've said it a couple times, but I still think Louis Riddick is probably the move that they end up making. And then from there, get a coaching hire and continue. I don't think that there's many names that are off the table. But like I said before,
do their due diligence and interview a lot of people.
Yeah, I just don't want a coach who calls either side, plays for either side of the ball.
No, I don't.
I agree.
That's it. That's
I want a coach who just manages the game. Let the coordinators do the job.
Yeah.
Like if you get a defensive coordinator and promote him to head coach, have him bring someone from his defensive staff to run his defense, and vice versa with offense. I think. Now, I mean, special teams coordinators, you got John Harbaugh, his seat might be getting a little warm up there in Baltimore. I don't know, because they've been questioning a lot of him with going for it on 4th down, costing 2 ball games this year already. Yeah. Mike Tomlin seems to be having his team rally. I don't know if he'll be out in Pittsburgh anymore. Sorry, KB.
Yeah, I know.
They've had 3 coaches since 1969. So if anyone has patience with a coach, it's Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Bullshit, man. God, man, why can't other teams with good coaches just suck for 1 year, man? Everybody just say, "Oh my God, you got to be gone."
Hey, we're gonna see one this Sunday or tonight.
Yeah,
Pete Carroll. This is his first bad year that I could think of.
I was gonna say if they fire Pete Carroll, that's just because they were tired of Pete Carroll. Like, you can't fire a coach that. When was the last time they had a losing season? Like.
This is the first one. This is the first season that got.
Oh, that's another thing with that's another thing with Ed Dodd, the guy I brought up earlier with the GM position. He built that Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl team too. He was there for 10 years. Built that Legion of Boom. Went and got Russell Wilson. Went and put these pieces together before he went to Indy and helped them. I think.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question. You say the word boom, AC, right? Did you guys watch the All Madden piece yesterday? Speaking of,
I did
boom!
not get to watch it.
I didn't.
Dude,
I
it was pretty good.
We had family over,
Nice
so I didn't
video.
get to watch a ton of TV, but
It was pretty
I'll
good.
have to check that out.
It was definitely pretty good. You know,
yeah, I like
back and
Madden a
learning-
lot, man.
Yeah, learning about the turducken and how that all freaking came about, and freaking the All Madden team, and how they went from CBS to Fox and made Fox, you know, so I mean, it was freaking fantastic. And Madden and all the commercials for Miller Lite and running through walls and shit, you know, commercial. That was freaking fantastic, man. I was sitting here with my dad and we're watching it, laughing our asses off, and things were popping up, and we're like, "Oh shit, I remember that!" Yeah, no. It was
I bet Al Michaels
cool,
misses him.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Oh yeah.
Chris Collins, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Collinsworth. Fuck that dude.
Fucking can suck my ass.
Yeah, 100%. I fucking hate that dude, man.
I fucking hate him, man. especially after that last Green Bay game. It was like basically we're giving him all respect whilst they were on the broadcast. It was disgusting.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it when Chris Collinsworth was saying no one's been more honest than Aaron Rodgers. This is the motherfucker who said he was immunized. That's who you're talking about? Honest?
Yeah, that was a shit show, man. He got national flack for that too, though. I mean, there was all kinds of people coming out talking shit about it and whatever. But yeah, I fucking hate that guy. I don't even know why he's there. I mean, whatever, dude. Collinsworth, Kerry even knows should be like, oh no, it's this guy again. I'm like, yeah, fuck this asshole. Like, I can't fucking stand him. Jimmy
Guys,
is washed.
We got the best culture though in the NFL. We don't want to change the culture because it's now it's the best in the NFL. You know, nobody's got a culture like the Bears do.
Robbie's absolutely right. You've got Nick Foles playing quarterback, getting paid out the ass to be a mentor. You got Jimmy Graham at tight end getting paid out the ass to be a mentor. Jason Peters played well, but now he's basically another mentor that you're paying money to. Danny Trevathan, same thing. You're paying him a ton of money to be a mentor at this point.
Dude, Foles is due $3 million next year.
Wow.
He's going to be here.
I just think he probably is going to be here.
Unless you can find a trade partner, he's going to be here.
Let me say, they going to convert that money to signing bonus. The new coach is going to say, beat my quarterback, coach.
The cards are all being dealt for KB.
Hey man, I gotta think ahead, baby. You know what I'm saying? One step in front of the other.
Yeah,
man.
Mike Tomlin comes to town, and
hey man, Mike Tomlin comes to town. Sean Payton gonna be his offensive coordinator. Vic Fangio gonna be the defensive coordinator. Hey man, I done already play this shit out of my head, dog.
When they call you for the GM job, just don't forget your boys. All right.
Hey man, shit.
You got.
I'm not taking the job unless I can bring y'all.
Yo, KB would have all of his cousins playing fucking line.
Hey, speaking of his cousins, we play the AFC East next year. So if your cousin's still down in Miami, maybe a Barfly to Miami. I mean,
Miami's a fun city.
I ain't never been, but I'd go for that.
Yeah. Hey, I'm trying to see right, Chris gonna come up there, man.
Yeah, Chris is like, fuck it, I'm coming from England.
I'll be over there, mate, and, you know, some serious partying and drinking will be going on, maybe something else.
Yeah, it's Miami. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Jeez, man. KB, the fucking. Dude, it's gonna go from GSH to fucking RKB on all the fucking.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? I see. I was running like a brand. You feel me? I switched the B with the K, so to be kind of like Reebok.
There you go.
Yeah. That's why everybody wearing Reebok around. No,
get sued by Nike for having a Reebok fucking sign on your shit.
Oh my
KB.
Hey man, you gotta have fun, baby. You gotta have fun.
Oh, too right.
And know what you're talking about. I feel like I could do one of those things.
It's definitely one of them things, KB.
This cough is killing me.
Dude, yeah, I've been dying too. All right, so let's get into this thing and then wrap it up. What do you expect today? AC, Seahawks, Bears. What are your expectations for today?
Well, I think it's a 6.5 point spread. I don't know if that's moved at all with the announcement of Nick Foles being the starter. I want to see these young guys continue to play well. The defensive secondary, like I said, I haven't looked at the injury report. I think Eddie Jackson's back, but I don't know about the other safety position. I definitely want to see Thomas Graham continue to play well. Is Jalen Johnson back this week? Do you guys know, or is he still out?
He's not on the injury report right now. Right now, they just got Jakeem Grant, Xavier Crawford, Jason Peters, Allen Robinson out. Goodwin's questionable. Otherwise, that's the only people that they have on there right now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I want to see Graham continue to play well, maybe see how he looks with Jalen Johnson on the other side, and maybe keep it close. I don't see us winning the ball game, especially with Foles back there, because some of the best things that Justin's able to do is get out of the pocket and make plays with his feet, and we know Foles can't do that. I mean, we've seen him try to run. He looked like a drunk giraffe. So I don't see us winning the ball game, but I'll be watching these younger guys and see how all that plays out.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I think on this, from where we're at, see some of these younger guys play. Hopefully, Jenkins has a good day, and whatever, man. I mean, I think the key to all this is the rest of this season is just resume. It's what do these other guys have? What do you see? What do we have in these backups and moving forward? Unfortunately, I think it's going to be a pretty fucking boring ass game.
It needs to be a big Montgomery game. This team in Seattle is 31st against the run in the league.
We're not gonna run the ball.
You have got to get Montgomery going.
Nope,
we won't do it. I was gonna say hope that. Oh, my bad. Whose turn is it?
It's your turn, motherfucker.
Go ahead, dude.
This is the fucking Reebok show. Yeah, nobody tells the GM to shut up.
Hey, no, GM, man.
This used to be the AC show, not no mo.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. When you take over that GM role over there, KB, I'll do the Larry Mayer job. I'll just interview players and throw softball questions to you.
You know what I'm saying? Ask me if they want to go to lunch. I got you, bro. I got you. No, man. Like they said, man, I'll probably be playing Cyberpunk. Man, listen. To be real, this you want to see the young guys perform. I would love to see if Larry Bourne is going to play today. Hopefully, to see what the two new tackles will do together in the game. When you know what I'm saying, they kind of got a game under their belt together. I would love to see the growth with there. You want to see, of course, Jalen and see if Graham holds up. It's kind of pretty much all the same shit. Now, I don't care to see Foles play. It'd be nice to see if he had some time, but I doubt Sam Mustipher holds up anybody in the middle. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's not really much to fucking watch. Yeah. Maybe they're smart and they actually rolled Jesper Horsted out to see if he can actually play tight end for something other than 2 plays.
I thought he got put on the COVID list.
Did he?
I thought when they called up Eddie Jackson, they put Horsted down.
They might have, and I doubt he had COVID. They probably just put him down. I haven't
seen an update, so I don't know.
It's at this point, it's whatever, man. There's nobody on offense I really care to watch. And you heard me say 2 tackles, so that should let you know how bad this shit is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not. I'm really not excited. I might watch the first drive of the game, and if it goes the way I believe it's gonna go, like I said, I'm gonna be on Cyberpunk. So. Yeah,
I just got Call of Duty for Christmas, so I might be clicking off too.
I was gonna say I got other shit I could be doing. I've been giving this team my time right now.
Go ahead, Chris.
God, it's hard to add anything after that. I'm exactly the same. I just want to see the new, younger players get the chance, perform well, get David Montgomery running. it's like we say every week, though, isn't it? I just don't want it to be embarrassing. I just don't want us to be embarrassed again on, thank God it's not on national TV. But I think it'll be quite a tight game, and I think the Seahawks might edge it 21-18. And all I'm going to do is just keep drinking all day anyway. So by the time we get to the Bears game, I'll be hammered.
You'll be passed out by halftime.
Yeah, I'm excited because, for the first time in 2 weeks, the Bulls got everyone back. Levine's back. Everybody's out of health and safety protocols. And, tonight will be the first time that we've seen, the regular starting five on the floor in a really long time. I mean, Caruso and Derrick Jones Jr. are still hurt. But, I expect the Bulls to really come out and play strong tonight.
I wish they'd have played yesterday, man. I don't get to see a lot of Bulls games down here, man. So unless they're on national TV, I don't get to see it. And then they tip off pretty late a lot of the times when they are on national TV. So it kills me that I'm not able to, because like I've said before, I've been a DeRozan fan since Toronto. So I love seeing that he's finally getting his due in Chicago. I know this is a Bears podcast, but you hit the nail on the head there, Badge. The Bulls have given us something to look forward to this offseason, I think.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited for the Bulls. I don't give a fuck about the Bears, to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck what they do today. I don't care what the fuck they do in 3 months. None of it fucking matters. It matters the first game next year when whatever they've done, step on the field. And to be honest with you guys, I say there's 10% of the fucking players on this team next year that are here this year. There's going to be a lot of fucking change. If whoever the new GM and new head coach is, there's guys on this roster right now that fucking won't be here the day after they're hired. And that's the way it should be. Because there's about 4 or 5 fucking guys that I would keep on this roster, and everybody else can go fuck off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, dude. There's nobody that I would really fucking. There's maybe like 6 that I think need to stay, and with only like 4 of them being, Roquan, Jalen Johnson, Fields, Montgomery. Obviously Tevin Jenkins, see what we got with him. Graham, see what we got with him. The rest are just dudes that are gonna be, they'll be good, but if this coaching staff and all these same people are fucking still around, they're not gonna get developed, and we'll be looking at the same shit fucking years from now. So
I just think that's the biggest thing to take away from this season is it's not just the head coach that you need to rely on. It's his coordinators to develop players. Look at this wide receiver group. Mike Fury as a person, as a human being, he's a great guy, but as a wide receivers coach, he's fucking garbage. I'm sorry. Like, these guys should be much more than what they are right now. The secondary, Sean Desai was the safeties coach. They're fucking trash. And this guy got promoted. The friends, like, I'm sorry. AC said it earlier. The friends part of this business needs to go away. It's a business. Yeah. You're going to make more money when you have successful teams on the field and they're competing for championships, not fucking draft picks.
Right.
Yeah, you go through the draft, but if you're a championship organization, you know the players to pick in the draft and who. Look at the fucking Patriots. Every fucking year, man, year over year. Yeah, they had a down year last year, but look at what
they had. Most of their team opt out for COVID. If you look at who they had last year, and they still had the 15th pick, so they were still in the top half of the league without.
Breaking news: Daz Newsome has been promoted off the practice squad and will play today.
He played last week.
Let's see if he can line up behind the ball. I mean, that dude was a foot and a half over the line of scrimmage, looking in at the ball like, "The fuck you mean I'm offside?" I was like, "What?"
Did he even come back on the field after that?
I wouldn't put him back on.
They took his ass off. That was it.
Get your ass down.
They sent him back to the practice squad after the first quarter. All right, boys. Well, let's wrap this thing up. Unless you guys got anything else.
Nope.
All right. Well,
you know, for almost an hour.
Everybody in the chat, appreciate you guys joining us today. I'm not even doing any shout outs or score predictions. Who gives a fuck? Appreciate all you guys joining us today. Yeah, hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas. And hopefully, you know, you watch this game a little longer, you know, or hang out to at least halftime today. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Everybody on the show. Much love to you guys. And I guess bear down.
Bear down, fellas.
Bear down, man.